I'm Matt Willis, Public Health Officer for Marin County with a COVID-19 update for September 1st. On Friday, Governor Newsom announced a new framework for California's pandemic response. Here's what it means for Marin. Up until this point, the state put counties into one of two tiers. Counties were on the so-called watch list or monitoring list or not. The majority of counties, including Marin, were on that watch list based on COVID-19 burden. One main feature of the new statewide response is that there are now 4 tiers that counties fall into. Counties with the highest COVID-19 burden are Tier 1, and those at the lowest are Tier 4. All watch list counties are automatically in Tier 1 to start with, so the majority of the state is in that most restrictive category. The sectors or businesses that are allowed to open by the state will be tied to which tier we fall into. We welcome that approach, and in Marin our goal will be to move in step with the state order and allow locally what the state dictates for the tier we're in at any given time, unless there are important local factors to take into account. The state is allowing all counties, even those in Tier 1, to open hair salons and barbershops indoors, as well as indoor malls. So those opened in Marin yesterday. There are 4 key features of the new state blueprint. First, it's a single statewide approach. As I said, there are 4 categories instead of 58 different sets of rules in 58 counties. These are tied to 2 main metrics for all counties: case rates and the percent of positive tests. Simple and measurable. These rates for Marin are displayed daily on our website. Second, the approach is slow and deliberate. In that sense, it matches how we've been moving in Marin at a more cautious pace. Counties must have a track record of sustained progress for at least 2 weeks before advancing into the next tier, and remain at least 21 days in a tier before moving forward. Third, it's incremental. Sectors can progressively open more operations as we move through the tiers. For example, in Tier 2, restaurants can open at 25% capacity, and then in Tier 3 could increase that to 50% capacity. This is an improvement over the older framework that simply had sectors opened or closed. Lastly, the new framework is responsive. There are clear criteria for tightening back up when conditions worsen. If we have 2 sustained weeks where our numbers would place us in a more restrictive tier, we move into that tier, with 3 days to change our operations to match the rules for that tier. Based on our case rates, which are about 6 new cases per day per 100,000 residents, and our percent positivity, which is about 3%, so 3 out of every 100 people tested in Marin are infected with COVID-19. Based on those rates, Marin County is slated to move from Tier 1 into Tier 2, the red level, starting next week, if our case rates don't increase significantly. These numbers are significantly better than they had been 1 month ago. I explained the new blueprint and what it means for Marin in more detail in a video that will be posted at marinrecovers.com, along with other helpful information. marinrecovers.com. There's plenty to celebrate here. July was a rough month, with record high case counts, outbreaks including San Quentin and several large long-term care facilities, and an outbreak in the canal area of San Rafael. The picture has improved across the board, and case rates are now 1/2 of what they were at our peak. We had 33 COVID-related deaths in July, compared to 19 in August. The main reason for this progress is a collective work of everyone doing their part to prevent virus transmission in our everyday lives. As we approach the Labor Day weekend, let's make sure that our celebrations don't jeopardize the progress we've made. We're still vulnerable to backsliding, especially if we relax. We want to open even more. We want to get our children back into schools. And the only way to do that is to do even more of what we've been doing to protect one another. Now is not the time to relax. So as you plan your Labor Day, please keep your celebrations small, keep them outside, with those in your household or social bubble, cover your face, and respect social distance. Let's hang on to the progress we've made as we move deeper into the next chapter together.